Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Sets video. Today's video is going to be all about Mega Sableye and the plethora of options that it has once Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire get released for the Nintendo 3DS in a few weeks. So let's get started like we always do by taking a look at this Pokemon's typing, ability, and stats. So to start things off, Mega Sableye, much like the regular version of Sableye, possesses the unique Dark Ghost typing, which lends itself to only one weakness, which is to that of the new Fairy type introduced in Pokemon X and Y. Now this great defensive typing, coupled with the new ability that it acquires once it does Mega Evolve, Magic Bounce, allows Mega Sableye to be an impressive defensive wall that is able to shut down a variety of different attackers. Now for those of you that don't know what the Magic Bounce ability does, basically any non-attacking move directed at Mega Sableye will be essentially bounced back at your opponent. So for example, if your opponent tries to Toxic you, Magic Bounce will activate and instead your opponent will get Toxiced as a result. And this works with a lot of moves from Taunt to Torment to setting up entry hazards like Stealth Rock or Spikes or anything like that. Magic Bounce reflects all of them back. And actually this does also apply to moves like Whirlwind and Roar as well, making Mega Sableye with the Magic Bounce ability extremely difficult to deal with, especially because of how great its defenses become once it does Mega Evolve. So taking a look at the differences between the regular Sableye stats and the Mega Sableye stats, you can see first off that it gets a slight boost to both its physical attack and its special attack, increasing its physical attack by 10 points and its special attack by 20 points. But the real big stat increases come from its defensive stats, where its defense gets boosted by 50 points and its special defense gets boosted by 50 points. Now, these don't come without any drawbacks because, as you can see, the speed of Mega Sableye does drop by 30 points when you do Mega Evolve, and you also lose the Prankster ability, which regular Sableye was known for. But either way, these boosted defenses and offensive stats give Mega Sableye a ton of options for walling out attackers and even running some offensive sets that you would have never normally been able to run on a regular version of Sableye because it lacked the defense to be able to use them effectively. So with that, let's take a look at the first set that I have for you in this video. So for this first set, we're going to start off by giving Mega Sableye a careful nature to increase its special defense and lower its special attack. And for the ability, we're going to be going with Prankster for the regular version of Sableye. As for the EVs, we're going to put 252 into its HP to max that out, 4 into its defense, and then 252 EVs into its special defense to max that out as well, along with the use of the Sableye item to allow this Pokemon to achieve its Mega Evolution in battle. As for the moves though, the first one that we're going to be going with on this set is going to be Will-O-Wisp, which is an excellent status move that not only halves the attack of your opponent, but also allows them to take residual damage at the end of every turn. And this move is especially useful because we are running a specially defensive set, so Will-O-Wisp will be there to allow us to support our defensive or physical defense that isn't being augmented by any EVs or anything like that except for those 4 right there. And this is also great for it allows you to help you wear down walls or any other attackers that might come in your way. So overall, Will-O-Wisp, honestly in my opinion, is one of the best statuses to get on any Pokemon, and it's so great that Mega Sableye is able to learn it. But along with Will-O-Wisp, we're going to be going with the best move in the game, Knockoff, which is not only a move that does a stupid amount of damage, but also takes away your opponent's item at the same time. And this is obviously, your dark type attack of choice on any dark Pokemon that can learn it, and even any Pokemon that just learns it ever, you run Knockoff on it. And for the next move, we're going to either go with Foul Play, Sucker Punch, or Shadow Sneak, depending upon the options that you want to go with in this third move slot. Foul Play is great because it allows you to make use of your opponent's attack against them, and this is actually especially great because we're not putting any attack EVs on Mega Sableye, so Foul Play can be a great way to allow us to deal some damage to things we normally wouldn't have the attack investment to deal with. And the great thing about Foul Play to also keep in mind is that even though it's based off of your opponent's attack, when they're burned, it still doesn't apply because you're the one actually attacking. So you take their attack number, but you're the one attacking. So even if your opponent is burned, it doesn't weaken the damage of Foul Play. The only way it can be weakened is if you actually get burned, but the only way that's going to happen for Mega Sableye because of the Magic Bounce ability is as a result of a secondary effect of a move like Scald or something like that. But you could also run priority on your Mega Sableye through the use of either Sucker Punch or Shadow Sneak, both of which are great options to run to give Mega Sableye some added priority to maybe take out and revenge kill things at a low range of health if it's able to. And for the last move on the set, we are going to be running Recover as a way to allow Mega Sableye to recover up half of its health every time it goes for this move. Now, there are a lot of people that I know are skeptical about using Mega Sableye for a defensive set because they're so used to using the Prankster one that isn't the Mega version. But you have to keep in mind that the magic bounce ability coupled with its defenses make Mega Sableye so absolutely fantastic that it is completely worth giving up the Prankster ability to use this set. And in my opinion, this Pokemon is able to wall out so many different attackers. Pokemon like Blissey or Chansey and Ferrothorn and other things like that cannot even remotely touch this Pokemon at all, which makes it so effective at walling out other walls because of the magic bounce ability, or even just crippling other attackers on the battlefield through Will-O-Wisp and Knockoff. As for this next set, this is going to be a boosting set that is able to be very effective for this Pokemon thanks to its increased special attack and its increased defenses as a result of Mega Evolving. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Bold Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, and again going with the Prankster ability for the purposes of the regular Sableye. For the EVs this time though, we're going to be maxing HP and also maxing our physical defense with 252 EVs into both of those stats and putting the remainder 4 EVs into its special attack. And for the item, again, obviously going with the Sableye item. But for the moves, this time we're going to be boosting like I said before, so the boosting move of choice here is going to be Calm Mind, which is an excellent move that allows Mega Sableye to boost both its special attack and its special defense by 1 stage every single time it is able to go for this move. Now, in combination with this, we could either run Dual Stab through the use of Shadow Ball and Dark Pulse, or we can run Will-O-Wisp additionally on this set as a way to potentially cripple physical attackers while we set up and boost our special defense, thus making us incredibly difficult to take out, as this Pokemon will get plenty of opportunities to set up on things, as pretty much nothing will be able to break through its wall, provided it's a super effective hit, after the physical attackers have been burned, or it has set up a decent amount with Calm Mind to boost its special defense. So Will-O-Wisp definitely has a lot of utility on this set, but you are very easily able to go with Dual Stab in the form of Shadow Ball and Dark Pulse as your 2 attacking moves for the set, alongside of Recover to allow you to recover back a lot of your HP as you are trying to set up when using this Pokemon. Now, the debate between Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball is one that I cannot answer for you. Shadow Ball obviously is able to be completely walled out by normal types, since ghost types are unable to hit ghost type moves cannot hurt normal type Pokemon because they're immune to it. But Dark Pulse also has the negative effect of being able to activate Justified on certain Pokemon, and also being not very effective against fighting types. So it's really whichever one you think is more useful if you're going mono attacking. Personally, I think I'd rather go with Dark Pulse just because it has more things that it's able to hit and there's nothing that's immune to it. But Shadow Ball could definitely be an argument, or there could definitely be an argument made for Shadow Ball as well. So it's really whichever one you gotta go with if you just want to go with a mono attacking set for the Calm Mind and use Will-O-Wisp as your alternative move to status something while you set up. But either way, this Pokemon will definitely have a lot of opportunities to set up its special attack and potentially even sweep teams, being an incredibly bulky wall after a few Calm Minds. And as for this last set, I have a physical boosting set for Mega Sableye to run that makes use of more of its physical side of the move pool. So we're going to start this one off by giving it an Adamant Nature to increase its physical attack but lower its special attack, and then going with the Prankster ability for the regular version of Sableye. As for the EVs, this time we're going to put 252 into its HP to max that out, 252 into its physical attack to max that out, and then the remainder 4 EVs into its special defense, and using the Sableye item as we have been in the previous 2 sets, because otherwise it would not be able to become Mega Sableye. For the moves, the first one that we're going to be going with this time is going to be Power Up Punch, which is a move that Sableye gets in Pokemon X and Y and also in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which will allow this Pokemon a way to boost its physical attack by 1 stage every single time it makes contact with the opponent. Now, this Pokemon also learns Hone Claws, but when I was on stream and we were kind of building this together, they realized that it doesn't really benefit at all from the attack or the accuracy boost of Hone Claws, so it's better to just do damage while boosting as well. And you might be saying, well, ghost types are immune to Power Up Punch, but then I'm going to reply with, why the hell would a ghost type switch in on Mega Sableye when it has 2 stab moves that could easily take it out? So that's my argument for that. But anyway, after Power Up Punch, we're going to be making use of a priority move in either Shadow Sneak or Sucker Punch, which is obviously going to provide us with a priority Ghost type stab attack or a priority Dark type stab attack. And one thing to point out about Sucker Punch that is so effective for this Pokemon in particular is that because of the Magic Bounce ability, nothing can try and status it or anything like that. So the chances of you actually connecting with Sucker Punch are miles above any other Pokemon in the game because you cannot get statused by anything. So unless your opponent goes for like a recovery move, Sucker Punch more often than not is guaranteed to actually do damage to your opponent, which is really cool. But if you still are shaky about that, Shadow Sneak obviously is the better option because it's more reliable. Just keep in mind that it is less powerful. But for your next attack, you can either go with the best move in the game, Knockoff, or you could go with Sucker Punch if you chose to use Shadow Sneak in the first move slot, basically giving you a boosting set with dual priority between Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch. Either of these options works really well, so it's whichever one you feel like would be most useful for allowing you as a Mega Sableye physical sweeper kind of thing to do its job. And for the last move, obviously we're going to be going with Recover again, just because of Mega Sableye having some great defenses. It can still take hits even though this is not a defensive set, and this could also give it the health necessary to allow it to continue to boost up in battle and eventually potentially sweep your opponent's team if they have nothing to handle the priority from this Pokemon or a powerful knockoff coming from a boosted Mega Sableye. But anyways, everybody, that is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed everything that I shared with you on Mega Sableye, these 3 sets, a defensive one, a special attacking boosting one, and a physical attacking boosting one. And as always, everybody, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.